Hello everyone, welcome to another day of 100 Days of Cloud. This is Lakshit Pant from Azure Developer Community. This is more like a 27th day of the 100 Days of Cloud. And again, it's more of a day one of day one of Linux in some sense, right? Just give me 1 second. Let me just quickly put the announcement in the group so that if anyone is misses out the link, they can join using the link directly. So just give me 1 second. I'm just putting the announcement in the group. Seems like yeah. Hello Tejas. Hello everyone. So this is the day one of Linux, where we'll quickly understand what is the Linux is all about, why Linux, what are the ways by which you can get started with Linux, right? What are the resources which will help you out ultimately in order to, if you want to try out Linux, right? What are the different tools? I'll share you some good resources from which, if you want to learn Linux, it would be very easy for you to explore and build, right? So, not wasting much more time, I'll quickly start with today's stuff. I'll just 1 second. I'm just putting the announcement. Yeah. This is absolutely. When I was in my third year, maybe I also tried to do the same, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to because back in when I was just configuring my system, my laptop, I didn't manage the entire disk drive, right? So I didn't give it the enough space. So what it did is, later on, when I just coupled, when I installed multiple softwares and multiple tools, right, I didn't had that space of dual booting my system, right? So if I had to install Linux that time, I had to, I might have lost my entire data, right? And that was not something I was really looking forward to at that point of time, right? But yeah, I've been using this, this WSL, the Windows subsystem, for more than a year now, and more than 1 point, more than 2 years now, and I've been really enjoying this, and it helps me to build everything, right? It's pretty easy, it's pretty handy, and there is nothing that I cannot do using this WSL. It's just that I have to do a little bit more configuration at each step, right? That's the only drawback that I feel of the WSL has, because when we talk about, just give me 1 second. Yeah. When we talk about the Linux operating, when we talk about the WSL, right? Just give me 1 second. I'm just putting the announcement. Yeah, when we discuss about the WSL, ultimately it is more of a, it is more of a, because we have to manage the file system, we have to manage the directories and everything, right? So that's why it's pretty much, it becomes a little bit hectic in comparison to normal Linux. And if you have a no if you have a no if you are using a Linux operating system. But again, it's all good, I believe. It's more about learning, it's more about exploring the Linux stuff, right? So not wasting much more time, I'll quickly start with today's thing. And I hope you all have got your Linux system installed. Hope you everyone is running maybe in this. Let me just close the random stuff, right? So that, because this WSL, how it works, it's taking 2 GB of my memory in my laptop. This is how it works. It takes the separate space in my laptop. And yeah, I'll today we'll just try out some basic file and directory management in commands in Linux, and what are the use cases for it. I'll tell you in maybe next 2 3 days. I'll also tell you what are the maybe the fundamental. So when we talk about Linux, there are 2 3 things that comes up to our mind. One is kernel, that is more like a that is more like a brain of the entire motherboard, more like a heart. I'll say not like a brain, but more like a heart of the entire entire ecosystem, right? Entire this module. And when we talk about Linux, how does the Linux works? There comes the concept of kernel. Kernel is the one thing, if I'm going with the the bookish definition, it's more like a connection between a software and the hardware. So how your hardware and software communicates, it's because of the kernel that is present there, right? So whenever you push the the power button of your laptop, so first of all it goes to the bootloader, right? And then how the bootloader works, there comes the multiple concepts about bootloader. Then it sends the request, right? To it checks if everything is working or not, right? There are a couple of things, right? If you will see, there are multiple partition tables, there are multiple boot signatures and everything, right? Bootstrap code and everything that is already present there. It checks each and everything, like everything is working or not. Then there is one universal command that we typically use, that is system md, right? So whenever you push that power button, that is something that's running behind system md, which has everything, right? It checks the system init, system maybe system start, everything is there, is under the system md. There are more than 60 to 70 commands that executes behind the system md. So whenever you say run system md, it's more like a, because this is Linux is an open source, right? And the all the bookish definition, all those stuff that is already present on the internet, I'm not gonna tell you and not gonna bore you with that stuff. I'm going to tell you what is the how we can do it practically here, and how we can just build a scenario, right? It is, I'll try to mostly practical because the content is already available on the internet, and I won't try to wait. I have no intention to waste on your time, right? So when we talk about Linux, it is more of when you open your Linux server, maybe system, it runs the system md command and everything. Then maybe whatever hardware, whatever hardwares, maybe your processor, maybe your drives, maybe your, it can be your attachments like keyboard, mouse, whatever is connected to the system, it runs each and everything and try it out if there is any error with anything, right? And just throws you error if there is will be any issues in your bootloader system. Then ctf loader, everything comes up at that part, right? So after you click push the power button, that's how it works, right? I'll tell you how you can just give a quick look to it. So there is one very good resource that is uh, I just forgot it. Just give me 1 second. There is one very good resource if you want to learn this. If you really want to learn this stuff, there is this. Let me just quickly see what was that resource again. It was definitely a great resource. Yeah, Byte Go. If you want to if you really want to know what happens when you click on that push button, it just search for Byte Go. Okay, let me show it to you. Right, just give me 1 second. I'll show it to you here. Byte Go is an Alex Shoes YouTube channel, or maybe handle, where you can just say Byte Go Linux, and it will give you. So this is the 4 minute. How does the Linux boot process work? Just watch out this video. This is more than enough for you. It will, a very rare. I was telling you about this. Let me just quickly share the link over here. You can always watch out this video. This is more than enough for you. This is the best resource you can ever get for in order to understand how does the Linux system works, right? When I say handy, it is more from a 30,000 feet. You can always customize it completely using, like Tejas, as you said, you are using you have removed Windows and you are using 100% Linux, operating system. So you can customize it to the next level, right? When I say next level, if you will click on this back button, you can make a sound of, maybe you can play maybe some kind of ACDC song, some kind of back Jack and Jones song, right? That is how you can make the customization to that level extent, right? Linux is so customizable. You can do each and everything, whatever you think you can imagine, whatever you can imagine, right? So Linux, that's why it's so much popular. it's pretty much fast because it works on UEFI loader, right, instead of the bootloader. So I was telling you about, so it works on the UEFI loader instead of BIOS. I'll show it to you. So maybe I believe he might have explained it. There is one diagram I want to show it to you. Yeah, so when we typically talk about the link system, it typically checks all the things, right? Is your removable device, is there any hardware, how is your hardware drive functioning, how is your CD-ROM drive functioning, how is your network boot, I mean your network graphic card function, right? It checks all this. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So there is this master boot record which has the system.md command, and then all these bootstrap code and partitions that you make whenever you whenever you run that command, and it all goes under the I'll just show it to you. I'll also tell you in the maybe day 2 or day 3, I'll tell you how the grub works, because grub is the most important thing of the entire Linux. If I'll tell you today, so this is the most important thing of the entire Linux. If I'll tell you today, so that it will be easier. I'm just looking for one picture which I just wanted to show it to you, so that skip this, right? Because it's not, maybe I believe he have not showed it. But anyways, I'll quickly start the Linux. So this is more like a my, what do you say this, right? This is more like the WSL that I use, right? This is the WSL that I use. So it will take some time to boot to start, and it's more like a virtual machine that I'm running, right? WSL is again like a virtual machine. You already know the virtual machine concept. How does the virtual machine concept works? So right now it's so yeah, right now I'm in my home directory. So what this dollar sign means I'm in my home directory. This Lux is my in some sense is my username. So this Lux is my username, and right now I'm in my home directory. Right now, let's if there are some basic commands, like if you want to see what is the current directory I'm working on. So I'm working on this particular directory right now, like home.password. This is the directory that I'm working on right now, right? And if you can explore, you can always maybe make a directory, you can delete a directory, you can copy, make some files. If I'll see where this home that password exists, I can simply go to maybe the home, right? And I can, so then there are some other commands as well, which you can always try it out, like I'll just make you see over here like how this thing works, right? Give me 1 second. I'll just show it to you so that. So I was talking about this. And there are multiple commands like ls list all the files if you want to, maybe then ls minus n if you want to see all, maybe all the what are the permissions and everything. Then there is something called parameters. So if by using minus n parameter, I can see what are the permissions I have, right? These are the permissions. This is delete, execute, and read, write, execute. There are three types of permissions: read, write, execute, right? It's you can just rwx and xwr, you can just see it using this. Then there is this, then there are a couple of things, right? It is about the dates when I have created this, right? And it is about the file name. Okay, from a simple logical terms, this is what it means now, right? Okay, now if I'll just quickly show it to you. mm, get practice Linux masterclass. I'll go to this. Maybe this. Yeah, so there are a couple of projects that I have already built on Linux. I'll show it to you. We will be making a couple of projects in these couple of days. So do not worry. We'll be making a couple of things, like we'll be making a network scanner app. We'll be making a Well, it's this. So this is more about that we'll be working, right? We'll be working, making different things. Then there are some other commands like ls minus a is also there. So you can always, it will show you all the hidden files as well. So ls is list all the files. Minus l means, all the permissions and everything. Ls minus a will show you all the hidden files and everything, right? List directories and everything. Then there is one more thing, list minus capital A. So if you will show ls minus, so it looks like the like ls minus capital and ls a is same, but there is a big difference. Ls capital A, ignores the files that, almost all, it is like not all files, but almost it shows all the files. This is how it does, this is how it works, right? So yeah, then again, pwd, I has already told you. Cd is again one command if you want to maybe jump. So if I'll just maybe do ls, and there is, I can see there is one thing called linux master class. So if I want to go to this, so see, there's a difference. So this git practice is a directory, this is a folder. When I say directory, it's a folder. When I say file, it's a normal file. So this index.html is a file, this git practice is a folder. So if I want to get into this linux master class, how I can go, I can just simply write cd, and I can simply maybe I can see in which folder I want to go. I can use tab, right? If I want to see linux masterclass, I'll see into right now I'm in linux masterclass. If you want to see what's inside linux masterclass, simply do ls. There is nothing inside linux masterclass right now. See, there is nothing inside linux masterclass, right? Let me see where this linux masterclass, even I don't know where the heck I have created the linux masterclass, right? So give me 1 second. Yeah, let it process. Then there are some other commands as well, like maybe touch, like touch command will using touch command you can make a file, right? Using touch command you can make a file. Like in VS Code, what we do, we use code dot. So if I've been using VS Code, what command I've been using, so if I have to make a new file, I can simply write code pipe maybe hello.py, or maybe hello.cpp. This is how usually typically make in VS Code, right? But if I have to make some files in maybe Linux, I'll use touch, whatever it is, a.txt, or maybe touch a.html, whatever it is. I'll simply create an empty file using touch command, right? Then there is something called echo. So if you will see, there is, I'll just go. So see, one more thing, if you want to go back to one directory, you can simply cd dot, you can write cd, right? uh, mm, yeah, so if you will do cd, you'll be here. If you will write now, I just wanted to see what's inside my index.html. There are two ways I can use cat command, right? Cat index, I just wanted to see what's written inside this cache.html. Oh my god, this is a huge code written inside this command, right? Inside the index.html file. So it has printed each and everything. Right now, I'll just clear it. I'll just simply use clear if I just wanted to clear it, right? Then there are some other options as well. Uh, Give me 1 second. I'm just looking for something that will let me to build more. Not this one, not this one, not this one. Mm, so if you will see inside a Linux, there are a couple of folders like dev, etc., home, loss found, media, mlt, opt, proc, root, everything, snaps, srv, everything, right? I'll tell you the use cases of it, right? There are multiple different bunch of use cases of each and everything that you see over here. You might be wondering what is the use case of all these things that are present here. Do we even use it at any case, right? Yeah, we do use it, and there is a big significance of all these folders. There is nothing, so nothing is built here maybe for a random reason, right? It's more about everything that is. I am just looking for one file, I'm not able to locate it. Not in pstx python practice, not this one types, I don't think so it's here. Maybe I have deleted that file, right? I believe I have deleted that file. There was one PEM file I just wanted to show it to you. There was one .pem file I wanted to show it to you. If I have it, it would be very good. But if I do not have it, I'll maybe show it to you tomorrow. Yeah, okay, let's move ahead, right? Because we have a lot to cover today, right? We have a lot to cover today. So yeah, I was talking about this, right? I was talking about this Linux file distribution that plays a major role, which you do not have to memorize these things, right? This is more like a file system for a storage. What are the different files? How this works? I'll tell you the entire scenario, how this works, bridges, subsystems, hardware interfaces, everything works. I'll explain you each and everything. Do not worry about this Linux kernel diagram, right? Explain you each and every stuff tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow when we will get time, right? But today it is more about commands. Now there are some other commands as well when we talk about Linux, right? So suppose if you maybe .txt, right? Now if I do ls, you can see a.txt is created here, right? If I'll just, so touch is for a.txt. Now if I'll just simply if I want to edit this, so there are two types of editor. One is nano editor, second is Vim editor, right? Vim is already preferred because Vim is more powerful editor. I'll go to these editor later, right? Editor would be a little bit tough for you, right? Uh, echo next what does this echo command does? Echo commands is like if you want to print a message, if you want to print a hello word, right? In Linux operating system, how you print it, you use echo command for it, right? So when we'll be like, right, when we'll be writing the logic for, the maybe writing for making a network scanner app, there will be printing the maybe multiple, we'll be using nmap for it, network mapping for it, right? Then there will be using echo. So if you want to print something, you use echo head. Same goes with the PHP, right? Same thing we do in PHP. So same thing we will do. We will maybe do something right over there right now. So if you have seen one thing, right? You have already seen how you can just create a file using touch command. If you want to make a directory, how you can make a directory? It is simply mkdir, make directory, that we call make directory new. So if you will see, there will be one new maybe directory that you can see. So if I'll just ls new, I'll do now, sorry, cd new, I'll do now, I'm in cd, right? Now if I just make some new folder, touch a.txt here, and I'll do lsc. What if you want to create two multiple file, maybe two three multiple files using, at one point you will see a.txt. So we created c.txt, d.txt. Now if I'll do ls, you can see all these files are created over here. Now what if I want to create multiple files? Then you can simply type the number dot numbers and everything. That will help you make multiple commands with using single thing, right? So this is more of a broad level understanding of making commands and making directory. And if you want to remove a directory, just go to maybe I can go simply, I can rmdir new, sudo rmdir new. Now if you will see, oh, okay, oh my god, I just forgot it. I just forgot my Linux password, right? I have to, okay, no issues, right? I'll show it to you how you can just reset it. But why I cannot remove this new directory directly? Because I have to be a super admin user in order to delete it. Right now I'm just working, I have, if right now it so I do not remember the password exactly. I have used it way back, right? I just don't even remember what I was using it for. So I have to remember this password because this is crucial. I can anyways, I can just change the password, but it will take time. But I can remove as a super admin user. So if you have to remove something, you have to be a super admin user. Then there is always couple of things, right? CP is used for copy. So if you want to ls, right? If I want to make cp a.txt to new, cp, okay, my bad, a.txt, uh, So if I'll go to, okay, no. So what I will do, first of all, I'll go to new, right? ls, right? Hmm. So what I will do, I'll make a new file here. What I'll do, I'll do test.txt, right? Control C. Touch test.txt, right? I'll just simply do, if I'll do ls, test.txt is created. Now what I will do, I'll do cp text test.txt. Now if I'll go to ls and I will do cd, I'll go to new and I'll see ls here. You can see this test file is being copied in the new directory as well. So what I did is, so what is the syntax? You have to write cp, then you have to write the file that you want to copy, then you have to give the directory where you want to copy it, right? This is a typical syntax of copying something, right? And same goes with mv is for moving some file. So now if you, maybe if you want mv, if you want to move something, right, you can simply use mv, maybe b.txt. Mm, Now you can see there is no b.txt here. And if I'll go one command by and I'll do here, you can see b.txt is outside, right? So see, I haven't given the path here, because if I have not given any path here, it takes the default, it takes it to home directory, the home directory. Where is the home directory? This is the home directory. So it took it to home directory, right? So this is what it takes. It's simple move commands. And if there is about rm, right, rm b.txt. Now if you will see, there is no rm, there is no b.txt, right? There is no file called b.txt. Yeah, this is more about removing files, adding files, making files. How, what next, right? Move directory I've already shown to you. mm, File exist. Oh, okay. Right, so this is a broad level of commands that we have used, right? So if you want to see what all commands we have used, just simply type for history and you will be able to see these are the all the. So again, it will show you the entire history, right? But from where we have used the commands, right? We have used the commands from here today, from this ls minus a, from here pwd, these from 664, these are the commands that we have used, right? So you can see the history, whatever we did here. These all are the commands that we have practiced today. These are some basic system, these are some basic file directory manage, file directory commands, making files, removing files, making directory, removing directory, and whatever, right? Whatever you call them. So this is pretty much the basic understanding of how you make it. Tomorrow we will cover some more files. Tomorrow we'll cover some more commands, right? In this entire maybe this 2 3 days, I'll tell you five, maybe more than 60 plus commands in 5 different categories. I'll tell you network commands, I'll tell you some parameters. I'll cover multiple things in this 5 day series, right? So stay tuned with us. That's it for today. It is enough for today, right? That's on a broad level I wanted to cover for today, right? Once we get used to, so for next 5 days we will run some basic commands. I'll give you overview of what are all are the commands that exist in the maybe this network, in this Linux architecture, right? Then later on, after these 5 days, we will jump off to making the real-time projects, right? So thank you everyone for joining in. That's it for today, and see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thank you everyone for joining in. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.